Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and as you probably can guess by the previous video, we are talking today about the biggest nerfs that are coming with next patch, with the December update. And what those mean for you, how you can get ready for that. So, let's start. First, not necessarily talking about the weapon nerf, although there are weapon nerfs, but indirectly what will affect you is tougher enemies, especially high level ones. So to demonstrate that, we'll be heading to Westek, because Westek has level 100 super mutants. And I'm going here for a Nuka Grenade / Nuka Mine approach. So as you can see, it's fully boosted. It's the same damage as on the live game version, so it's not nerfed. Like Nuka Mine is absolutely the same, Nuka Grenade as well. Damage-wise, what is changing is Super Mutants. Super Mutants, because they are level 100, they will be scaling, as they say, properly now. Previously, they were underpowered, what's supposed to be level 100 enemy. Now, they're supposed to be properly powered. So let's boost my damage even more by stacking Adrenaline. Marks out. So I'm stacking Adrenaline. And outside of the fact that they will be tougher to kill, those super mutants, the other thing is they will do more damage. Supposedly the super mutants were using level 50 weapons even when they were level 100. Now they will be using level 100 weapons, and by my previous video when I died like 2 to 3 times from the super mutants, you may already tell they are indeed using tougher weapons. That's why I'm going with way more tanky power armor build this time around, so I can take it. And now after stacking Adrenaline, my Nuka Mine is close to 1400 damage. Let's see, the direct hit on this super mutant, 1400 damage. Not enough to kill it, so direct hit with fully boosted Nuka Mine, not enough to kill a super mutant. Additional one will put them down, but you need at least 2 as they tougher. And that's the case scenario with full boost. So that's a Nuka Nade mark, therefore it's a bloodied effect that carry over to the grenade that currently 90% bonus and 60% armor penetration from the piercing receiver that carry over as well. And this super mutant was closer to the edge of explosion, and even 2 were not enough to put it down. So you can see the resistances on those super mutants are reduced by the 60% and my 10 killer perks, so they show very low, they're not very low, and they're quite resistant to poison. That's after reduction, so super mutants very resistant to poison. But what actually do matter more, there is additional change that makes them tougher and harder to kill. And that change is the weak spot adjustment for enemies. If you are not familiar with weak spots, usually it's a head for enemies, sometimes it's a different spot, but it's a spot with damage multiplier. In the last patch, Bethesda greatly boosted our damage to the weak spot. They changed how it's calculated. But now, to the weak spot, as you can see, the multiplier was changed. It used to be 2.0, now it's 1.5. So torso is 100, head 130. So the multiplier to the headshot is lower. They changed something. They took us a lot of power in last patch. Now they reevaluated that it was too much. And weak spot is you still do more damage, but it's different. It's no longer double or more than double damage. It is increased approximately 50% extra damage. So 98, 140. Approximately 50%. And all the situation when it was 2.0 or more are taken away. So it's not like that anymore. So that's what generally will result in nerf to you, to the player. As enemies, all enemies will not take such a high damage to the weak spot. And on top of that, level 100 enemies, or level 75 plus I should say, will be tougher than they are today. In both, in regards of the damage they do and the damage they can take. So they will be tougher. How bad it will be? I don't know, you need to tell me. I think Super Mutants level 100 probably deserve to be a little bit tougher, as they claim to be masters of Westtech and superior to the humans, tougher and harder, and they are in the lore, so now they truly are. They truly are tougher and harder. And now that's not everything. Additional nerf that is marked as a fix. Okay, let's fix that. I will need this weapon. It's related to legendary perk Hack and Slash. It still does the same area damage, but supposedly it shouldn't be ever doing damage to your initial target, so that was removed. So initial target, the one you are attacking in VATS, will not suffer any extra damage when Hack and Slash triggers, only enemies around it. And it's supposedly always supposed to be like that. I don't know if I agree with this statement. I feel like it should be taking the damage too. Why is it excluded? Like, why enemy I'm attacking is excluded from this extra damage? Doesn't make sense to me personally. Okay, let's try to trigger it. Can we trigger it? Okay, that's regular attack. Why 0%? Move. Too close to wall. This guy is automatic weapon, so almost finished himself off. Oh, you see explosion? No extra damage. So that's what I'm talking about. And they changed the animation. I don't know if that's intentional or bug, but I think it may be a bug. The animation is really off. Oh, stop with the 0%, how I can demonstrate anything. You see explosion? The doggo next to it received some damage. Not even sure if it's received. Oh yeah, the doggo died. So yeah, it is working on enemies around. Super Mutants hitting hard, even with dedicated emergency protocols power armor. Yeah, they do hit harder. The one next to it died, but I have no additional damage onto the main target I'm attacking when the perk triggers and does this explosion. Something happened to animation. Explosion does the full damage around. It does not affect the initial target. And I do not know why that would be intentional change, but supposedly it is. It is in the patch notes, so that's supposed to be intentional change. And I'm not on melee build. I'm still on the Nuka Grenade farming build, so you can see melee damage. So you requested last time, without melee build, without boosting it, without crazy high strength. So that's the work life action after the buff it received. Without all the boost, it's lower. I'm still on the bloodied build, but damage is definitely lower. Now, nerf to the weapon one weapon that is quite significantly affected by nerfs. And yes, it is Auto Axe. Overall, it's losing 25% of its damage. How much it will affect you? It will still be, I think it will be still #1 boss killer, so that will not change. It's how powerful this weapon is. Taking away 25% of its damage will not change that. Look how fast I can still annihilate Super Mutants level 100 without Incisor, without any melee perks at all with Vampire Auto Axe. So its power is still there. After taking away 25% of its damage, I can barely notice that. So in practice, it's still incredibly powerful, and there is this new legendary effect that will probably compensate for that quite well for boss fights. Can get up to 100% additional bonus to the damage. Will it compensate 100% for the loss? No, but it will be enough to keep Auto Axe as #1 spot for the boss fights, even after the nerf. And that's the last nerf I had for you in today's video. What do you think about those changes? Do you think those are justified, or you are against it? Keep in mind there is a huge rework to perks coming on as well with next patch 4-star legendary, so overall players will receive even more power after all those changes added on top of everything. Unfortunately, Nuka grenades will not be able to one-shot kill level 100 super mutants no matter what you do. I'm waiting for your input now. That's what I have for you. Thank you a lot for watching. Have a nice day and see you in the next one.